full of true hooray. Make a cup of coffee and ask them all to stay. All these ugly goons, all these deadly Junes.
Hi guys, welcome to Game Latte. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about streamlining in role-playing games and whether we're going a little too far. This has been in my mind this week because I've completed Dragon Age 2 and I've immensely enjoyed myself. I really love the game. However, it's just bothered me a little bit how simple the character customization is. If you want to look up my Dragon Age 2 review on GameDames.com, you can do that and find out, kind of what my mini review was. My first impression of the whole combat system and class customization and all that, was pretty favorable. I mean, I said as long as I can kill stuff, I'm pretty happy. However, thinking more about it, I'm thinking it's maybe just a little too simple, and I would have appreciated a little bit more customization. And also, I've been thinking of playing Drakensang, The Dark Eye, which is a role-playing game that's based on a pen and paper RPG, and it is very intense. The way you distribute your stats and pick your skills and all that, everything has an impact on how you play the game. I mean, you have to level your gathering skills and your charm skills to talk to people, and it's you do that to a certain degree in Bethesda games and BioWare games, but Drakensang really takes it to another level, and it's just so much more intricate. And I'm starting to wonder if with these new generation of games, if we're starting to maybe cheat ourselves a little too much, and if developers are maybe a little too concerned with pleasing everybody, with trying to make games that absolutely anyone can play, whether they are a shooter type of player or an RPG player or whatever. So are they trying to basically mainstream the role-playing too much? And what I will say is, so far in BioWare's and Bethesda's case, they do seem to retain very strong storytelling element, which is very, very important if you're going to be doing so much streamline and cutting away of the intricacies of role-playing aspects. And which I'm very pleased to see. I mean, if the story and the immersion and how you are feeling when you're playing the game starts to change, then I think we will definitely have pushed the envelope. At least that's what I think personally. If I play a BioWare game or whatever role-playing game, even a Final Fantasy title, and I find the story took a plunge because they cut away too much, then it's they need to go back and reevaluate what's important about the game. I think Final Fantasy 13 for me was starting to go through that edge. Not starting, actually, I think Final Fantasy 12 was starting to push that edge of the streamlining of getting a combat they were trying to make it more fluid and easier, and with the auto target and all that, like in Final Fantasy 11. But at the same time, it seemed like the story and how the game flowed and all that took a hit. Final Fantasy 13 was even worse. I really enjoyed the game, and I'm gonna play it again for the combat. The combat was really fun, but at the same time, everything that made the game Final Fantasy, the whole strategy aspect, the whole having to use potions and having to at the correct time, at the correct bosses, having to think about which elemental attacks to use or buffs and all that, was a huge, tremendously huge part of Final Fantasy games, and it still is. But I found that in 13 it really wasn't so important, and I kind of found it a little too easy. And you know, I mean, I remember, you know, I don't even think I ever beat Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII, and that maybe that's taking it on the other side of the coin, where it was too complicated. Not too complicated, but if you missed a few steps in that game, you were pretty much screwed at the end. But I think I missed a few abilities or something. There was something I was missing to beat Sephiroth, but it took me hours and hours, and I was never able to pull through it. At least I got there. You know, I mean, Final Fantasy VII was a huge game, so I'm happy with that. But I've beaten all other bosses. Just saying, that was the only one I was like, okay, that's enough. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm hoping that this whole progression and evolution in gaming and making things more simple and I don't know. I don't want to say easy, because that can be. Actually, yeah. Let's use easy. I'm trying to make it, you know, easy for everybody, easy to get into. You know, and that's fine. If you want to make your game easy to get into at first, it's fine, but at least make it harder progressively. Make it more in depth, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, make us think a little. If video games are starting to not make us think, and it's all about just watching the story unfold, you know, that's what movies are for. That's what I'm starting to think anyway. And I'm getting sort of worried that, you know, we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. And not ahead of ourselves, we're losing the whole mini game of adding stats to him, because, and some people really enjoy that. Some people, I'm thinking, might even enjoy that more than playing the actual game and beating monsters and seeing what happens. You know, you know, I see, and in pen and paper, you can have, you know, charts and charts of where to put your stats, of where to make your character stronger, where to make them unique from everybody else. And if you start to take that away from people, you're basically stealing a bit of their enjoyment of the game. Actually, I think, anyway, that's what I've been thinking lately. Agree or not, but I really would be curious to know what you think of this. And do you think games like Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 2, possibly Mass Effect 3, and Skyrim is do you think they're diluted RPGs? Are they still true RPGs? In my opinion, yes, they still are, but we are getting close to that fine line where it's just going to be a story-driven game, or a story-driven not even game, but simulation or something, you know, where you're I'm blabbling now, but you know, we might have to invent a new category for these games that is not essentially role-playing, because are you still playing that role if all you're doing is really kind of backseating, which is with the whole voice acting thing and the pre-made templates, you know, and companions that you can't really do much with. I'm thinking of armors and pre-made branches that are pretty limited, like in Dragon Age 2. You know, is it can we still say that we're playing roles, or are we just, you know, moving people around? Which is, you know, a lot of JRPGs have often been criticized for that, and now it seems that's what Western developers are doing as well. So, you know, I enjoy both mediums, but I also really, I'm starting to miss the in-depth role-playing stuff that I was really fond of in Oblivion. I have so many hours synced into Oblivion. I'm kind of worried about what Skyrim is going to be like, because I've heard it's going to be simplified, or basically you don't need to worry about, you know, where to put your stats and stuff, because they just auto level up as you use your abilities. I'm not really sure what to think about that. So I guess I'll probably still get the game and love it to bits, but you know, it's just something to think about. So I hope you enjoyed this, and today's drink has not been coffee, it has been tea. And it is, I brought the thingy to show you guys if you're interested. If not, just, you know, quit watching the video. It is Tetley Warmth Cinnamon Spice with Orange Blossom. It is caffeine free. So if you're not a caffeine person, but you still want something really warm and delicious, this is perfect. This is so great. I am usually pretty addicted to caffeine, but I can't have caffeine all day long, obviously. So this is a nice substitute. Absolutely. I don't even miss coffee with this. So awesome. All right. See ya. Bye.
Don't run away from your fears. Be as one with them. Don't run away from your